I don't know if I mentioned to you or not, but I lost my brake pedal. What I mean by that is there was a little screw-in pad that goes onto my brake right there, and it unscrewed and it went down through the hole in the floor. You may remember that I had a piece of wood in that hole in the floor. Well, I moved it because it kept getting tangled up in the pedals. Well, so my brake pedal thing came loose and must have went right through the hole. I came back the same way I went to see if I could find it, but I couldn't find it. So I know that's a fine threaded screw on the end of that. I should have another one of those because I had two of those pedals, but who knows? I don't remember seeing the other one around here. I know I cut off, well, I cut one of those pedals and I changed the angle on the other one. But see if I can find me if I can find the right size bolt to screw in there, I can make me a pedal and put on that. I like having that pedal on there because I could put my foot on the pedal and the gas at the same time if I needed to. So anyway, I'll make something up and we'll make it happen. We'll make it work. Alright, thanks for riding along with me. I had a really good time. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I never do. So I found a bolt that fits that, and it's a long shafted bolt, which is good because if I had a long enough shaft, see, here's a bolt right here. It's a big fine threaded bolt. But if I have a long enough shaft, I can adjust this in and out, adjust my brake location, and I can put a lock nut on the back so I can lock that so that it won't come unscrewed. And this turns free. I'll put some oil on that. But what I can do now is make my brake pad out of anything, and it would be coolest if I could find something to make out of that was cool, like an old chrome emblem car, like a round car emblem or something like that would work really good. So anything steel I can weld to that. So I'm gonna poke around and see what I can find. I'm gonna oil this thing up and run it in and out of there a few times and loosen it up good. And then I'll come back and show you what we wound up with here. Oh, the other thing I could go ahead and do, I've got a pad sitting right here somewhere. Even though I took out the piece of wood that was in there, I had made this rubber pad. I took it out, but I think I may just put it right back in there. That way, if I were to ever, that way I wouldn't have things rolling out of the car. Wire in the way. I need to go in here to tie up some of these wires that are hanging down too. A lot of things like that are not up to my usual very high standard of excellence here, but sometimes you just do what you have to do with what you got. Right now what I got is an arm that ain't long enough to reach down in there and pull that piece up. I put in one. It really is. Maybe I can hook it with a piece of this and pull it up like that. Get it to come around. Come on around now. We're coming around the mountain. She comes. You can do this. Come on. Yeah, right in there. Get down. Get down. Get funky. Yep. Look out. See? That way I can push my pedal. That won't keep me from having any pushability because it's flexible. It's not like a piece of oak that won't bend. Just saying. Suppose this would be a good day to get up under the dash and pull up a bunch of these wires that's hanging down too. Sometimes when I get to doing stuff, I don't take the time to make things neat, and it'd be a good time to do that today while we're messing around with stuff. Work good. When you're going to be mashing something with your foot, you don't want something that's going to hurt your foot. You want something pretty smooth. I was looking at different things, pulleys and things, but they have pretty sharp edges on them. This is a big washer, and it's kind of smooth and flat and round, and it would fit right on top of that nut. And then I could weld it right in the center through that hole right to the top of that nut. And then I would leave the bottom, I'm calling that a nut, but it's a bolt, but then I would leave the bottom so that if I wanted to get a wrench over in there to turn that and tighten it or loosen it, I could get one on it. So I'm going to weld that to that, put it on there. If I find something later, like a neat little circular, I'll show you an example. That's not something I'm going to use, and it wouldn't be strong enough, but just for an example, you know, if I had like an emblem, you know, here's a Volkswagen emblem. Now I can't use this Volkswagen emblem because it's not strong enough. It would squish. It's just made out of really lightweight tin. But you know, there might be an old car emblem that's round that wouldn't hurt my foot, that would fit on there, and it would look kind of cool if someone looks down in there. So, you know, that's a possibility. That's the thing I'm talking about. But with something round like this, I would have something to attach it to if I decided to go that route. Well, anyway, I'm going to get my handy dandy welder, and I'm going to go ahead and find me a nut to go on the back side of this that I can use to lock that in place once I get it on there. Okay, here's an example of something that would work. I could take this big washer. I wonder if that's steel. Looks like it might be galvanized or something, but I think it's steel. If I could take something, see this round Volkswagen emblem on that hubcap, I could stick that on there and cut that out and have it be down in there. What might be cooler though is I bet I've got an old Ford V8 hubcap hanging on the wall. That's, yeah, see there's one. I'd hate to waste that one though. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll go that route. There's another cool idea. See that sprocket on the top of that timing gear? Let me walk around here. Yeah, that sprocket is probably plastic. I was gonna say that would make an interesting looking pedal. But I think those sprockets there were plastic. Well, anyway, I'll keep my mind open, awake, and alive for something. I found a nut to go on the back of that, and get my wrench. We'll work that on there a few times to make sure it flows good. Should remind me next time I go to town, I'm gonna need to get me some more welding rods and get a little low on them. Oh, reverse snake straight all the fire. Alright, let's put it on there and see what we think. Keep in mind, if we don't like it, we can unscrew it. Put something else in there. Oh, kind of like that. I like that. I like it pretty good. Okay. So, we'll go with it. Oh, joy.